Hello and welcome to tutorial video number 3 for how to set up your Dance Studio administration. In this video we'll be looking at the setup of pivot tables for option 2. Pivot tables allow for the user of Excel to filter through their information easily. Starting off, you'll need to select the whole workbook using the arrow button in the top left corner, go to the Insert tab and click Pivot Tables. It will open a new window and all you need to do is click OK unless yours does not correspond with what is on the screen. The first thing we'll do is pick our row. For this I'll use first name, but you can also go by their last name, whichever is better for you. Next, our filters. In this case we'll be using ballet, jazz, tap, hip hop, and also the costume size. The classes will most likely be different depending on which classes you have at your studio. The values is up next, which is the weeks. For this workbook I have used week 1 to 10, but again you can be different depending on how long your term is. You'll also need to include costume fee 1 to 4, or however many fees there are for your studio. As you can see on the side, the pivot table is slowly growing. Here you can see I've made a mistake. You can easily fix it by clicking and dragging it back into the options at the top. Now let's play around with some filters. I have already filled out some of the information, this being if they participate in certain classes, if they've paid their costume size, and if they've paid any costume fees. For an example of the filters, if you click on jazz, you can unselect the N and then only see who participates in jazz. You can then also filter which size to see, for example, who in jazz needs a size medium. All this can easily be reverted by reselecting the options. Another thing you can do is add a second costume size if other companies' sizes are different. All you need to do is add a second column next to the first and put in the relevant information. To fix this on the pivot table, go to the refresh button under the data tab. This needs to be done anytime new data or data is changed in order for the pivot table to stay up to date. Then click on the table and go to the pivot table analysis tab and click the field list. From there, all you need to do is add company 1 and 2 into the filters list. On the sheet, you can also see who has and hasn't paid weekly fees and costume fund on the table. That brings us to the end of video 3. For more information, please refer to the booklet provided.